Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. This is your second year, obviously, here at Tennessee. I feel like the off season is clearly a time for players to develop and sort of figure out what changes they want to make as they come into the season. But I'd love to know if you also have been considering any changes you might be making, how you're developing as a coach, and what you're bringing into this new season as well.
Yeah, the length of that list is very long. It was probably after I talked to every individual staff member, our ops, our trainer, our strength and conditioning coach. We probably had 3 pages of things that we knew that we could alter, change, tweak, and we have really dove into that. We've really become obsessed about getting better, and obviously this your second time around is much more familiar. You know your scouts. Not every team you play is brand new. You're not having to do everything for the first time, but there's a lot of different things that we want to grow upon and just flat out change where I think we could get some points back.
Coach, a lot of the newcomers, intriguing to say the least, of what they could do. The two I wanted to ask specifically about are Jersey Wolfenbarger and Janiyah Barker. Just what can they bring to this system that at Tennessee?
Jersey can bring a lot of offensive rebounds. She can guard up at the front of our press. She can fly around. She's the fastest player I've ever seen at her size. She can run on the track with our guards and be right up there with the guards. She's almost like a freak of nature in that regard. She can play outside. She can play inside. She's doing a very good job of fitting into her role. So she has been a really nice addition for us. Janiyah has been fantastic. She's a good leader for us. I think we are still figuring out how great she can be. She can shoot threes. She can get to the rim. She's a phenomenal passer. She's a lockdown defender. We're still trying to get her fully. It takes some time. So fully, hey, this is how we do it. This is how good you can be. And I think once it clicks for her, and it's starting to click, I think the sky's the limit.
There were reports that you guys had a close scrimmage with North Carolina. Just curious what you saw out of your team in the first kind of live situation against another team, and what you can take from those.
Yeah, we've had several competitions versus our practice guys as well, and we have to get a lot better. I think we've seen some things click, but I guess the last time I talked to you, I talked about we're gonna shoot less threes, and we seem to be settling for threes. We're not rebounding anywhere close to where I want to be rebounding. We're not getting to the paint enough. We're not putting enough pressure on the rim. We're taking plays off or helps. I mean, there's a lot. Again, that list is like 25 pages long. It's rapidly approaching. So the energy has been good. The mindset has been good. Still kind of growing, working our way into it, but a lot to clean up.
Janiyah, on y'all's SEC Network appearance at Media Day, said that Jada Civil's someone that people need to know about. Why do you think she's earned the respect of her older teammates already like that?
Because she's really good. Because she's really good, and she's fearless, and she flies around. She is not afraid of anyone. She'll talk smack with our practice guys. She'll talk smack with our best players. She doesn't care. She's a great human being, and she's going to be really good.
Hey, Coach. With Kai Wynn returning this year, what type of impact and growth are you expecting to see from her returning from a big injury like that?
Yeah, it's a tough injury. It's a hard injury to recover from, so she's been slowly getting back into it. She's a really good leader for us. She knows her role. She plays it well. She's a good defender. She runs. She's still trying to fit into that role to get back, but she's a big player for us in regards to just what she brings to the table. As she knows what it takes. She knows what it's like to be a Lady Vol. She knows what that means, and she's doing a really good job of communicating that to our 8 new ones.
Also about Jada, just what do you feel like has been her biggest point of growth, since getting on campus? And was there an area that you guys kind of challenged her to grow in before, her freshman season started?
I think she's been great mentally. When she first got here, she would really, really get down on herself and have moments where she would just be out of it for a while over the slightest mistake, and we don't see that out of her anymore, and that's great because a lot of the times that takes a whole season to fix, and she fixed it over the summer. And then she's really developed her three-point shot, so she's shooting that with confidence as well.
Last year you were sort of able to ease in and get time to develop the system, but with that opening game against NC State, just how do you get everybody ready to go with 8 newcomers ready to play your system opening night?
Our practices have been intense. Our practices have been competitive, trying to keep it like that, trying to shout out to our practice squad. Was one thing that was on our list of things we needed to improve, and our guys practice team, our male practice team, has been phenomenal. They show up every day. They play our players to their weaknesses. They make us better. And so we've really spent a lot of time going up and down versus them and being competitive with them so that when the ball goes up, we're ready.
Now that you've had this freshman class for several months, just how important will they be to the foundation you want to build and getting, players in that fit your system from day one out of the high school ranks?
Yeah, they are our foundation. We're building around them. Not a whole lot more needs to be said. They're phenomenal. They compete. They push our upperclassmen to be better. Our upperclassmen are playing in fear that a freshman is going to take their spot, and our freshmen are going to play. They're helping us right away. They're changing our culture right away, and we're building around them.
I feel like with all the preseason buzz about all the newcomers, Kanaya Boyd's kind of gotten lost a little bit, maybe been under the radar as far as what we've talked to you about. Just how have you seen her take a step over this summer going to her sophomore season?
Yeah, we want to get more out of her. I'll say that. I don't think we saw anywhere towards her full potential last year, and I want more than anything for this to be a better year for her.
Z Spearman, I know she had media availability last month, and I remember looking at the calendar and thinking she must have just gotten back from China and then practiced that day. So a two-part question. With her playing here, do you think that is what got her on the radar for 3x3 basketball because of how she played here? And then how is she looking as she goes into her senior year?
Yeah, she needs to work on her consistency, but absolutely, I think she played great basketball last year, and she really made a name for herself, and I think all of that led to more confidence, and I think the 3-on-3 made her a more confident player, and I'm really hoping that that momentum can carry into her final season.
Coach, you guys will play Columbus State a week from today. What are you looking to see out of your group?
Yeah, we better be elite defensively in that game. We better take great shots. And then the pace is really important. And then you're always looking at who's going to provide what, who knows their role, and what is our energy and our effort looking like, which it should be great because we finally get to play in front of people.
Janiyah Barker has popped up on some WNBA mock drafts. What do you think makes her a player that could play well in the WNBA?
I think her size and athleticism with her skill set is something like I have never seen before. She has the athleticism almost of Jada Civil, but at her size. And when she really decides to put her head down and go to the rim, it's scary.
Every early observation is this team is it's one of the most athletic that Tennessee has had in a long time. Is that part of that's your vision, isn't it, for the way you want to run? And then why can this team, although the schedule is much harder, maybe get even further than last year's team?
Without a doubt, we're more athletic. It's obviously the most athletic team I've ever had. And I like athletes. I like players that can score. I like players that can go. I like players that can defend. I like players with a high motor that can get up and down. We have a team full of them. And that's why I'm a little bit surprised that when we have gone against other people that we haven't got to the rim as much, because that's really what they were brought here to do, and we've been shooting the three. So just working on growing that, and I think that on paper we look really good. We just have to be consistent and stay out of our own way, and then hopefully we can improve upon last year.
Kind of building off that, do you feel like that's sometimes a symptom of players coming in and realizing they have all this freedom within your offense of learning to decide, what is the best play in that moment? And, what have you done in the past maybe with teams who, should be driving more but are just kind of settling for threes?
Yeah, I think all of that goes into analytics and showing them on paper what shots they're taking, what shots they should be taking, where they're the most efficient on the floor. I do think it comes with we practice so many threes, so they just shoot so many threes. And then it also has to do with everyone still is trying to establish their role, settle in their role, and earn their playing time at the same time. And that's kind of a hard balance this time of year of, hey, you're trying to get on the floor and you're trying to earn more shots, but you have to know that I have to know that you're playing in your role. And that's where we're at this point in the season.
Lots of new faces this year. Just what challenges have you faced, if any, so far?
Well, we challenge every day. It's coaching, but it's been great because they're not all new faces. So it's been really nice to have 6 returners that can really help our newcomers and teach and talk about the flow of the game and how it's a game of runs and what to expect and what drills we're doing. And then I have some people that can echo things on the floor, which makes practices flow a lot quicker and makes the learning curve not as steep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.